What's up, guys? We are still alive. I know many of you probably wondered if I was, but I am still here. It was a long, grueling winter. That's not true at all. It was actually a pretty mild winter, but I've been working like 70 hours a week, so I haven't had a lot of time to do anything. And so that's not really a great excuse, but it is what it is. So it's decent out. It is April. We're gonna hopefully get back to some stuff. We got to button up some things first. So let me run you through my plan and we'll figure it out. Okay, first thing first on the agenda is my daily driver. It's a 13 GMC 2500, nothing special. However, I live in New England. Beautiful. Yeah, she's got rot and she's got a couple other weird issues. And as everyone knows, new trucks are pretty expensive, so I'm probably going to breathe a little bit of life back into this one. She's a great truck. It has not a lot of miles, so I'm probably not going to get rid of it. And I own it, so that's always a big plus. Or at least that's my plan for now. If something else comes my way, you know I always like a good deal. I might buy that. And then, all right, let's move on to the next vehicle. Okay, all right. Vehicle number 2. The Mustang. We are obviously this thing has this thing's been a pain in the ass. I promised I would take it for a ride video, and I actually have driven it around a couple times. I did not film it because she's got issues. Let me pop the hood here. Okay, so she's got some issues. She is it runs okay. However, this adjustable thermostat, adjustable water neck rather, something is up with it. It is still giving me a ton of trouble. I don't know. This is the third one I've used. Let me rephrase that. This is the second one I used in order of 1 to 3. So the middle one, and this one always gives me trouble. So I'm not sure if something's up with this one. Maybe I'll just buy another one and replace it. The other car, the first car I ever built, I used one and it was perfect. I didn't drip, nothing. And then on the Porsche, I used one as well. It was fine. What else? We got some other things. We got to build a downpipe, not a big deal. Everything's good. Turbo's gotten rusty because it's just been sitting. Everything is working good. That's the power steering. I just tuck that there. I'll build a bracket or something. So this thing is, I have the way I have the crossover pipe set up. Let's see if I can get down. You might be able to see this. See the crossover pipe? Yeah, that's coolant on the ground mixed with a little bit of oil. The crossover pipe is, so the crossover pipe runs a bit under the back of the oil pan. And what's happening is, something's up with either the oil pan or the rear main seal on this motor, and it is just dripping onto this thing, and it smokes like it's horrible. It fills the whole inside of the car with smoke. It does not go away. It persistently drips. I thought it was my turbo oil feed. Tighten that down. Everything seems okay with that. So I've got to fix that. The problem with this car is it's a stock K-member car, and you can't get the oil pan out without either lifting the engine probably 6 inches or maybe even entirely pulling it out. I have to figure out exactly what I'm going to do, because to get that far, I might as well pull the entire engine out of the car. And this is just the 5.3. I have another 6-liter. I was going to cam a 6-liter and just throw that in, and then, you know, this thing would kind of be more done than not done. So I think that might be the route I go, is just rip this thing out of here, because it's really making me irritated. And then seal the pan properly or whatever. Maybe this gasket's nicked, ripped, I don't know. These usually don't leak like this, but this one seems to be giving me a lot of trouble. So that's the plan for this. And then, okay, let's move on to the next project. Okay, here we are. We're back to the next and final, well, maybe not final, because I got something else to show you, but the Porsche. We're gonna do some things to this year. This thing's getting buttoned up. I'm probably not gonna pull the 4.8 out of it, and That's because it runs so good. I kind of wanted to blow it up before I put an aluminum 5.3 in it, but God, it runs so damn good. I have a hard time just taking it apart for no reason. So I am going to do something. The turbos have to get swapped. Those are smoked. I may do something different with the exhaust and the downpipes. I might try to tuck the mufflers kind of in the bumper where they kind of go factory. We'll see what kind of room I have for that. That would be kind of nice. It would keep them away from off the ground. And we got to do brakes all around. They've gotten pretty bad from me having it sit and then whoever had it previously. I also need to buy tires. These are actually my winter tires still. I think I'm going to keep these rims on year round though. And I'll switch these to my other set of rims. And that way the car is still totally drivable for the winter. And oh, hopefully we can get some paint on it maybe, and button up a couple little other issues, clean up the interior, but actually put it back together, which I haven't done in 2 years. And that would be that. So that brings us to the next thing. Let's go talk about some craziness. Okay, and it's crazy time. I have these cars. I enjoy these cars. That Mustang may not stay LS swapped, just saying. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I also have the other shell that I was gonna take apart that isn't really that bad. It is rotted, like I said, and the mouse got in it, but hey, interior can be swapped out, and it is a whole car that I already own, so. We might do something kind of ridiculous with that, and let me show you what I picked up. So, number one here is I have an AM Infinity 7 series, which I picked up really, really cheap. And the reason for that is because Holley seems like, so the 3 series went on sale off Holley's website. I'm sure a lot of people saw that. I was really tempted to buy one. And then I started wondering why. And it looks like Holley might discontinue a lot of those things. So I started looking into these 7 series, and they are an amazing unit. They do a ton of stuff. They do not control transmission, but I don't really necessarily care about that, especially if you end up with a TH400 or whatever. But they do dual drive-by-wire. They will do up to 4 variable cams. They have a ton of stuff. Don't mind these plugs. These are something I had from another project, and they're actually, I couldn't get anything through AEM. I'm not really sure why. So that's something we might do something with. Moving on from that, I have a micro squirt, and we're more than likely going to do something kind of stupid with this. Why not? Don't really have a lot going on, so why not build a 3rd car, 4th car, or whatever, you know, and then have a little fun with that. I don't know. I've never played with these micro squirts. I've always been interested in them. They are a very nice, cheap alternative for the most part, especially the micros. The mega squirts can get on the pricier side, and that kind of brings us to our next thing, and that is I have another Terminator, just the Terminator X. And if anybody notices this, yeah, it's white, not blue like the other ones I have. But we got this very cheap. Oh, let me also mention, I got this extremely cheap. And what happened when I was buying it was so cheap that I thought something was wrong with it. Then I kind of got crazy about wanting one. So what did I do instead? I actually ended up getting another one. I have 2 of these. One was used and one was brand new. Don't ask me what I'm going to do with any of this stuff. I have no idea, but we're going to hopefully do something fun. And then that goes back to the Holley. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I have a couple other projects that I really, really want to get to this year. I'm hoping that I do. And that would be ideal. But that's what we've got here. We've got this box. We've got my original Holley box, and I've actually got a ton of the connectors. I'm going to make my own harness probably for something. But that'll be that. So the plan is to get this, probably put a little time into this truck. So that might be a little bit Then the next project is definitely the Mustang. I want the Mustang finished because I want to take it to the dyno. The track opened on the 1st of April. I'd like to get up there. The purpose of the car was to be a race car, and it's got the stick shift in it now. I kind of want to see how it does. I don't have a ton of hopes and dreams for it. I have a 4L80 and a shift kit and whatever, and I'm gonna probably, who knows, get crazy with that. We'll see what happens. But that was a whole bunch of rambling, but that was the update for my my platoon of mostly broken vehicles, I guess, at this point. They all drive, but they've all got quirky issues. So let's we'll just end it there, and hopefully when I do something else, it's decent, you know, and people have fun with it with me. So we'll see you then, and that's how we'll roll. We'll see you later.